Hey everybody. Hey guys, hey everybody, hello as you're joining. Laurel, hey Laurel. Good morning everybody. Good morning, hello everybody. Welcome. We're just gonna wait a minute for some people to sign on here. Awesome, Laurel, because we're doing a lot of stuff for you today, so definitely watch later. And be careful at the grocery. Good, hey everybody. Hey Byron. Good. So hello everybody as you're joining. We're doing our live yoga. Hey Sonia, hey everybody. Welcome as you're joining. Today we're gonna use a mat and a towel. So if you guys wanna go ahead and grab a towel, I'll show you guys how we're gonna fold that up. The biggest, fluffiest, thickest towel you have. And if you don't have any like that, then maybe grab two. Good, awesome. Hi, Mom. Mom's watching. Hey, everybody. Awesome. So when you guys get your towels ready, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and then we'll get started. I'll show you guys how to fold your towel and how we're gonna lay on our towel. We're gonna do most of the class lying down today. We're gonna really focus on Janie, I don't know if she's reading. Sonia said hi. We're going to really focus on core awareness, and that's a big thing. So we've had some requests from the past classes. We've had a lot of people who've said that they really started to become aware of things, you know, in their belly that they weren't before. And then we also have a brand new mama who's having some issues with her abdominal wall. So we're gonna work on finding some of those deep abdominal muscles and just starting to be aware of what we're doing with them and just kind of working them out in different ways. So go ahead and get you a big fluffy towel, get you a mat, and we'll give it just a few more minutes, just one more minute for everybody to get ready. When you're ready, give me a thumbs up. And everybody say a big thank you to Katie for joining us today. It's so much better when I have a model to show you guys, and I can do all the talking. I turned my 6 around. Is it correct? Is it correct for you guys? Yep. Give me a heart if if I did it right.
It looks right in the camera, but...
Good. Awesome. Awesome. Great. So by my clock, we're just about on time. So we'll get going. First, we are going to use a blanket today just to help us keep some of those curves in the spine. Because when we're laying on the ground, obviously it's flat. It's super easy to flatten the curves of the spine out onto the ground or your mat. So we're gonna take this blanket and we're gonna unfold it, or the towel. And if you have like a yoga blanket, then that obviously you can use that. Go ahead and unfold it all the way. Good. And so go ahead and lay it flat on your mat. Good, and we're gonna come to the bottom end and we're just gonna fold it up about 3 inches. So I just wanna take a fold, whichever side you wanna go. Good, and I wanna fold it up about 3 to 4 inches depending on how tall you are. If you are one of us ladies, if you're petite, maybe 3 inches. If you're a big, tall Dr. Todd fella, maybe 4 inches. And then you're just gonna fold that 3 more times, or 2 more times, so 3 total. Good. So we're just making a nice little flat pillow there. And so we're gonna go ahead and scoot it up just a little bit. And Catherine's gonna go ahead and sit her bottom down here below that pillow. Good, facing the wall. Good. All right. So now this is where we were talking before. If you do have diastasis, or if you have had a fresh pregnancy, you don't want to lean back, just lean straight on down, because there's a lot of pressure on the abdomen and those muscles. So I want you to go ahead and come to your side. Catherine, come onto your right side and lower down that way. Good. And then go ahead and roll onto your back. And I promise you that taking the time to be mindful of this while you are in those situations will be super beneficial for you. So I want Catherine to go ahead and scoot her butt down just a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to help her, and I'm going to scoot her whole area up a little bit just so that she's away from the wall. Good. So go ahead and lean up. Good. There we go. Good. So see if you can put your legs out straight all the way. Good. So notice how, and I'm going to have her scoot towards the wall just one more little bit. Good. So I want you to notice how her pillow is actually underneath of like her floating rib area. So let me come over here. Whee! Good. So I've got her little pillow that we've made is actually like right here underneath the rib cage, right at the low back, the center of the low back and up. I don't want it underneath of your tailbone, okay? I want it there to kind of brace that little arch that is your low back. Good, so now once we've got that, if you do have more towel up at the top, you can just go ahead and reach up and roll it down, doesn't matter. Roll it down, lift your head, and then roll it down all the way underneath of your neck. Good, if you can see that, awesome. Good, can you guys see that on Catherine? Good. All right, so now we've got a little bit of a brace for the neck. We really might not even feel it in there. You might not even use it. And then we've got a nice little brace for that lumbar spine. And I want you guys to take a moment and just start to breathe. Good, so you can let your legs reach out long, or you can let your feet be flat on the ground and knees up, whatever is more comfortable for you. Good, and I want you just to start to breathe. We're just going to start with some low belly breathing. So I want you to start to breathe deep, deep, deep into that low belly. And I want you to really exaggerate the breath so much that you can feel a stretch in the skin. And notice how Catherine has her hands kind of mid to low belly already. So she can feel that underneath her hands. And you might see that her hands are going to kind of rise and fall as she's breathing. Good. So just take a moment, find that deep breath in the low belly. Good, and let's start to focus that breath a little bit more upwards. So right into the lower ribs, right into the mid belly. If your hands are on your belly, so think about breathing right into the rib cage, into that thumb area. You can also rest your arms out to the side, palms up, whatever's comfortable. And just start to breathe into the rib cage. And really feel it expand. Really exaggerate that breath as much as you can. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Hey everybody who's joining. Good. Just take a moment and find yourself lying on your back in a comfortable position. And we're just starting with some breathing exercises. We've done the low belly, breathing deep into the low belly. And now we're on the rib cage, and we're really focusing on separating each rib from each other, really focusing on rising that heart up to the sky. If you can watch Catherine's chest here, good, it'll rise. Good, and if you're just laying on your mat feeling into your body, keep your eyes closed, keep your neck relaxed, keep your jaw relaxed. And I want you to start to breathe even more into the rib cage, the entire rib cage. Think about it like a balloon and you're filling it up full on all sides. And as we do this, I want you to feel how your rib cage naturally rises up towards the ceiling. And as that rib cage naturally rises to the ceiling, I want you to feel your head push long and tall. Go ahead and push your head into me here, Catherine. Good. So take a nice deep breath into the rib cage and push your head long. Good. And just notice how when you breathe deep and you let that rib cage rise, it gives you just a little more space to reach that head back. Good. Good. So we're going to start to focus on the radiant heart. So I want you to think about your heart and where it sits inside of your chest. Most of us let it flatten out towards the back. We pull the shoulders back, and then that heart is resting up against the back of the rib cage, right? I want you to start to breathe into that space behind the heart, between the ribs, and start to make your back round. Good. Let your arms float up and let your fingertips meet each other in a globe out in front of you. Good. And just start to get round. Again, pretend like someone just placed a balloon or an exercise ball right in between there and you're holding onto it. While those elbows pull wide, those fingertips slightly touch, and just start to breathe into that space behind the heart. Start to breathe into that round upper thoracic spine. Good. Take a nice deep breath, and as you inhale, push your head long and slide it away from you across the ground. Good. Climb out of your shell like a turtle. Good. One more deep breath with your globe. Relax your jaw, relax your throat, relax your belly. Exhale, allow your hands to just fall slowly down to your rib cage, resting on your upper ribs. Good. Resting right below the breast. Good. Right on the rib cage. And one more deep breath. I want you to really exaggerate, fill up the area underneath your hands here. And as you exhale, I want you to think about zippering up the spine. I want you to think about inhale, exaggerate the ribs. Keep that space you've created by exhaling, pulling that belly button in. Good. Let the belly flatten. Good. Good. So now I want you to start to think about these two different sections of the body. So we've got our rib cage, which is a circle. We've got our hips, which is a circle. And so I want you to start to think about this rib circle. We've already been doing this. As we inhale, think about this rib circle rotating up and back. Good. Up and back this way. Good. If you've got your eyes closed, think about your rib cage floating up and rolling forward from the bottom. Good. Like someone just hooked underneath of your rib cage and pulling you up and towards your head. Good. And I want you to go ahead and slide your feet up, bend your knees up towards the ceiling. Good. Scoot your feet a little bit more in. Good. And so now I want you, again, breathe in deep into the rib cage. And as you exhale, I want you to zipper and belly button. You zipper up your belly button. I want you to tilt your pelvic bowl towards you. Tuck the belly in. Good. So we're going to start with some pelvic tilts, okay? So these are really good for if you are postnatal, and these are also really good for finding those deep abdominal muscles, okay? So if you are postnatal or you're working on those deep abdominals, then I want you to really focus on the tucking, on the rolling and the tilting of the pelvic bowl back towards you. If you're in here and you're a bowspringer, I want you to really tilt that pelvic bowl out, relax the belly, and work on your glutes, okay? And you know how to do that because you've been there, right? So I want you to very slowly, Katie, take a nice big deep breath in. Let your pelvic bowl tilt down bowspring style. Good. As you exhale, I want you to tuck. Good. Very good. Good. So we're just going to continue to do this. So as we exhale, as we inhale, let the belly rise. Good. As we exhale, tuck. Good. And so I want you to tuck it to your level, right? I want you to keep the belly soft. I just want you to tilt that pelvic bowl in. You can think about it by zippering up the belly button. Good. You can think about it by pulling that belly button back down to the ground. Good. Whatever you like. And if you're going for that full range of motion, I want you both places. I want you really tilting that pelvic bowl as you inhale. Notice how much space she's creating in the belly. She's reaching the belly long, inhale, pulling the rib cage this way, almost like creating a bridge in the belly, right? And as we exhale, we zipper up, pressing down into that pillow we've made under our low back. Good. Hey everybody who's joining. Hey guys. Hey Guto. Oye. Good. If you guys are just now joining, go ahead and wait till the end and rejoin from the beginning so you can catch our warm-up. We're just working on some deep abdominal muscles, working on some postnatal exercises as well as low back issues. Good. So a few more deep breaths like Miss Catherine is doing. On that exhale, really tuck that pelvic bowl in. On that inhale, really stretch it wide. Good. And fill up the rib cage as well. Good, and just this very tiny, tiny isolated movement is gonna find a lot of engagement deep in the belly. And if you take it slow and precise. Good, so I'm gonna take a moment here and I'm gonna help Catherine pull up her mat. So lift your feet up just for a moment. Good, and I'm just gonna roll this mat up out of her way into her bottom. Good, because I want my feet to be flat on this slick surface. If you don't have a slick surface, don't worry, you can use your mat. It's just going to be a little more engagement for you guys. Good, so we're going to take one foot at a time. We're going to start to focus on that bowspring foot posture. Can you guys see her feet? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you can see Katie's feet. Good, so I want you guys to start to flex the foot. So start to hollow the ankle like we talked about before. So start to flex the foot up towards you. Keep that heel on the ground. So we're hollowing the ankle. We're creating a nice strong leg. When we do this, we start to engage in the whole leg, all the fascia all the way up. And I want you to take a moment, let your toes flex as well. Good, and then I want you to curl them in. Good. So this is our bowspring foot, right? This is our fully engaged foot. We have our foot bone. Let's see here. Ooh, our foot curves are mimicking those curves of the spine. We've got our ankle nice and hollow, engaging the legs all along the way. And so now she's just going to start to slide one leg at a time. We're just going to slide that heel across the ground long. Good, and slide it back. Good. So if you have a slick surface, I want you pressing down into the ground. Good. If we're working that bowspring, you want to really work the glutes. I want you tilting that pelvic bowl. Notice how she's got this nice lumbar curve here. And notice how she's really keeping that pelvic bowl tilted, keeping her belly full. Notice every deep breath, she's breathing into that abdomen. Good. And if you do have diastasis, or you are postnatal, then we want to be tucking, right? We want to be doing the opposite. So let's just show them that, Catherine. So good, yes. So we want to just let the belly tuck in just slightly. Good. Still breathing full into the rib cage. Notice that. We're still breathing very full into the rib cage, even though I'm letting my belly button pull up and in. Good, and you can do whichever is more comfortable for you. If you want to work your glutes or if you want to work those lower belly muscles, both of which are going to be super beneficial for low back pain. Good, super slow, reaching it out, good. Good, so let's bring both feet back. Good, and we'll plant one. Good, and we're gonna go ahead and start to pedal our foot out this time. So we're gonna lift that foot into the air. Good, left foot, or whichever foot we're not planting. Very good, yes, our bowspring foot, right? We still wanna hollow that ankle and we still wanna curl the toes. And just notice her very small pedal. Look, I didn't even have to tell her. It's tiny, right? Good. So, if this is too much for you, if you're postnatal and this is too much, go ahead and just practice lifting the foot and bringing it all the way back down to the ground. This is obviously level 2. Good. And you can put your bowspring on it or you can be tucking, but we don't want to be clenching the abdominals at all. We don't want to be forcing them to recover, right? We want to just be allowing them to do what they need to do to stabilize us through these positions. Good. One more deep breath on this side. Good, and we'll switch sides. Good, and notice she keeps breathing through all of it, filling up that rib cage and staying nice and full. Good, a few more deep breaths, a few more circles here, taking it to your level. Good, we're gonna lower that foot down. We're just gonna take 3 really deep breaths here like we did in the beginning, tilting our pelvic bowl, full range of motion. So inhale, tilt it down, let the belly open, fill the ribs. Exhale, zipper the spine. The belly button. Good. Zipper the belly button, up the spine, however you like to think about it. Good. A few more deep breaths, really working that pelvic bowl tilt. Good. And this is a really good exercise, again, to find your own natural tendencies, because when you go to tuck, and you're already tucked all the time, you'll be like, oh, I don't really have a lot of tuck left, because you're always in that position. Same thing if you drop your belly, you're like, oh, I'm already there. So this will kind of help you really figure out which one you are and where you need to be working on it. Good, so go ahead and float both knees up. And just for a moment, Katie, grab a hold of the outside of the shins or the outside of the thighs here. Good, whichever is most comfortable for you. Good, Katie likes the outside of the thighs here. Good. And so this is just taking some of the pressure off. So go ahead and grab a hold really tight and then push your legs down long away from you. Good. Let them pull your arms long. Notice how it's pulling her arms long and up and off the ground, and she's super round in that thoracic as well. Good. Hey, Krista. Hey, everybody joining late. We're kind of close to the end, so just hang out and then restart it so you can get that full workout for you. Good. So happy baby kind of ish, just kind of relaxing a moment. Good. So notice how she's keeping her tailbone, her pelvic bowl tilted this way. Very bowspring. She's working on those glutes. She's working those deep inner muscles as well. If you are postnatal, keep it tucked again. So as well, if you're postnatal and this is too much what we're about to do, you can go back to the last exercise. Just bring both feet down and do one leg at a time. So we're going to come here. We're going to let our arms hang out to the side, rest on our belly, whatever's comfortable. If you want to kick it up a notch, you can always globe hand floating out. But so we're going to take it here. We're going to hollow our ankles. We're going to get our bowspring foot on. Good. Hollow the ankles, curl the toes, mimicking those curves of the spine. And now I'm just going to pedal my feet slowly and tiny and slowly. Good. And what's super important here is that I'm keeping the knees into the belly. Good. So we don't want to be extending the legs out straight at all. Good. I want to be keeping them super bent right over top of my belly. Good. Just like Miss Catherine is doing. Very small, very short, very controlled. Good. In here, we're breathing and we're zippering up the belly button. We're breathing, filling up the rib cage, using that tension, that control through the belly. Good. Good. Bring it back to center. Go ahead and grab a hold of the knees or the shins, giving it a rest. Good. This just kind of takes the pressure off, the edge off. You can rock side to side. Good. If you're postnatal, don't give it a twist. I'm going to go ahead and let Katie give it a twist. So let your knees rock one way. Heart rocks the opposite way. Good. If you're postnatal, you're going to take your whole core together. All one piece goes the same way. Good. Just like Miss Catherine. Good. And just rock it out a little bit. Good. So I want to go ahead and take my palms of my hands and push them onto my knees. Top. Good. So we're going to just do this for 3 seconds. I'm pulling my knees into my belly and I'm pushing my hands into my knees and I'm creating a tension, right? Bow springers, you know what to do. If you're postnatal, I want you to, again, be zippering that belly button down into the spine. Good. And this is a beautiful one. You can really take the superficial abdominal muscles out of this if you relax that belly. And then really think about like the adductors of the hip here and think about, you know, your hip creases doing the work, if you will.
That's where I feel it.
Good, yes, and relax down. Good, you can suck the knees in, you can relax them down to the ground. We're gonna take one big deep breath and stretch that belly again, let the pelvic bowl tilt. Good, and we're gonna do that one more time. Bring the knees up, press against them for 3 full seconds. Good. Awesome, and when she's done, she's gonna relax the feet down and she's gonna roll over onto this right side. Good, very nice. And go ahead and push up into your seated side bow. Good, yep, all the way up onto the arm. You can get this towel out of the way.
Got a little
dizzy. Go ahead and
a little bow spring buzz.
Good. So stay on this forearm here.
Oh,
good. Yep. And you can kick that mat back out. Good. All right, so we're gonna come to a side plank position or a side bow. Hey Kayla, hey everybody joining late. I think you guys can just rewind and watch from the beginning or just kind of finish up with us. Good. And then check out the beginning. Do some really finding your deep abdominals today. That's what we're doing. Good. So Miss Catherine, and I'm gonna have her go ahead and bring her arm, whoop, just like that. Good. And so she's just seated on her side. And so just this right here is going to be a really good exercise. Start to fill up in your rib cage and make sure that you are arching up away from the ground, I should say, right? Don't sink down into the ground. Show them what that is. Sink down. Yeah. So don't sink down. Don't sink in your shoulder or in your belly. Yes, good. Resist in the shoulder and then resist in the belly. Make sure you've got a nice side plank here. Go ahead and tuck your feet up into your butt a little more. Good, a little bit more. Good, there we go. So we are going to just push that butt up into the air sideways. Good, and back down. Good, one more time. Good, and back down. Good, and one more time. Good, and back down. Good, ecstasy arm on this left. Good, so remember, we worked on this before. Keep this triangle. Keep that shoulder, elbow pushing forward. Excuse me. Keep that elbow pushing forward, shoulder pushing down, head rooting back. And this is just going to give you a nice stretch down this side right here real quick while we're here, because why not? Good. Breathe into the belly. Notice how Catherine is really breathing, stretching the rib cage, stretching the belly. If you're bow springing, I want you to do that. If you're postnatal, I want you to work on zippering the belly button. Show them that real quick. Good. See how she's zippered her belly button? Not clenching, but we're just zippering. Okay? Good. Very nice. So again, we want to be careful postnatal if we have diastasis, what we're doing to get side to side, because we're going to go ahead and go straight to this other side and do a little bit of side plank there, okay? So I'm going to have Catherine kind of bend her knees, and just kind of bend her knees into her belly. Good, and just come across the front. Good, walk yourself around. Very good. Very nice. Nice and slow. Good, and so Catherine is again on her forearm. Move you guys a little bit. Good, forearm. Knees are good. And I didn't really go too much into the positioning before, but knees are in front of you, butt is behind you. Go ahead and scoot your butt behind you a little bit more, Catherine. Good. So I want your butt to kind of line up with the back of the mat, and your knees kind of can be towards the front of the mat, and then your arm and your chest should be kind of mid-mat, okay? Good, so go ahead and bend the knees into the belly, butt, heel up into the booty. And good, we're gonna just take a nice deep breath first and make sure that we're nice and lifted. We're resisting in the shoulder. We're nice and lifted through the body. Go ahead and lift the bottom up just ever so slightly. Good, then back down. Good, side plank. Good, and down. Good, and we're just lifting the tiniest bit. Good, last time and down. Good, ecstasy arm and that outside. Good. And again, think about that shoulder is pushing down towards me. That elbow is pushing out towards the top, and then the head is rooting back, and you'll find a really nice stretch in that shoulder. Good, and whenever you're ready, we're gonna inhale and we're gonna come back up to a kneeling position. So she's just gonna come back the same way she went to the other side. She's gonna come back across the center, and I'm gonna go ahead and give her this block to sit on. We usually like to sit on a block just like this with our tailbones. Good. We're just gonna take a moment to end class again with some breathing exercises just like when we started. Good, so we're just in our kneeling position and we've got our butt behind us. Good. Taking a nice big deep breath. Hip creases are super deep. If you know what I mean by that, you can bury a finger in there. We want to make sure that we're not tucking that pelvic bowl and tipping and rolling back, because even though we're tucking here, it's not engaging into those deep abdominals. It's just flattening my lumbar spine, right? So let that pelvic bowl tilt. Let those hips tilt to where you know you're sitting up on your sit bones. Take a big, nice, deep breath into that rib cage again. Ecstasy arms. So just softly grab the temples. Good. And again, let the shoulders push down. Let those elbows push forward and let the head root back. And just really open your belly, open your rib cage right in through here. Good. If we're postnatal, we're opening the rib cage, and as we exhale, we're zippering in the spine, but we're not tucking all the way back. We're zippering up. Right? We're taking that belly button and we're zippering it up the spine in the center. Good. A few more deep breaths. Good. Go ahead and let your hands rest in your lap. Take a nice deep breath. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath into that low belly. Let your mouth relax, let your jaw part, let your teeth relax as you exhale through the mouth. Good, and you can sit here as long as you like, just kind of resting, getting back to normal. But I want you guys to think about how you might feel different in through here. I want you to think about all the things we've done today, about tilting the pelvic bowl, about tucking the pelvic bowl. Again, these are really good exercises for anyone to find these deep abdominal muscles and figure out what you're doing with them. Just because you haven't necessarily found them or learned to engage them doesn't mean you're not using them. Most of us are tucking in that lower abdomen or tucking in these deep abdominal muscles and holding them as postural stabilizers when they really need to relax and let the glutes do the work, right? But postnatal, this is perfect exercise to get those deep muscles to start pulling back in after they've been stretched out for so long. So if you guys joined late or if you hopped in, go ahead and rewind so that you can get that class. I will try and get it uploaded as soon as I can to our platform so that you guys can watch it again. Thanks for joining us. Namaste.